I will keep those in perfect peace whose minds are stayed on me. You know, the Lord makes it so easy for us to be in peace. We choose not to be. We choose to be distracted. We choose to look at someone who's nasty. We choose to hear the voice of someone who's sarcastic or cynical or doubtful or hateful or boastful or prideful. You don't have to do that. You can meditate on the voice that gives you love and life and hope and joy. You don't have to drink the poison that's killing you. You can drink from the living water. You don't have to keep company with the devils. You don't have to respond to people when they curse at you or send you nasty texts or email. You can just let it roll off of you like water on a duck's back. You can choose not to fight evil with evil. Ignore it. Dismiss it. It does not matter. It's death. Run from it. And all that stuff that you occupy your life with. You don't have to have all of that. And most of you don't need that dog that you've got. You don't. Not all of you. Some of you. You're not a hunter. He needs a dog. You're not a farmer or a shepherd. They need him to help with the flocks and the herds. Why do you got one for? Is it really a guard dog while you've got babies and you distract from the time with your own children? Amazing. I had a man tell me that the other day because he has a baby. People tell me to get a dog. Get a dog for her. I've got business. I've got a company. That's one more walk I won't get with my son because I'm going to go walk a dog for no reason, by the way. One more tea I can't have with my wife because then I got to take time to walk a dog. I need to value every second I have, every minute I have, and use it at its optimum and its best and to the utmost, for the utmost. And you distract yourselves and you rob God. Will a man rob God? Yet you have robbed me in tithes and offerings. The offering part especially. God knows most of you don't tithe. Everything you get, you don't tithe it and you don't give offerings, but you do to the devil. Because you can't be without the devil's stuff. You take God's hard-earned money, and instead of giving it to God's kingdom and God's work, you give it to the liquor stores and to the casinos and to the witches. You give it to the mistresses. You give it to Dodgers and Lakers and hockey. Organizations that support godlessness just for the sake of a ball. You give your time that you can give to God to the things that the world gives itself to. And you teach your children to do that while they advertise all kinds of godless men. Yes, they got a cross. You know what they push? You know the organization? You know the broadcast media that you support? You know what they push? And you take your children to that godless Disneyland? And you go to that store to get that godless dress from that godless fashion woman that designed it, who's a prostitute? And then you paint your faces after the prostitutes of celebrity, actresses, actors, athletes, and you are the servants of God. You wear their clothes, you paint your face like it, you cut your hair like it. You drive what they drive, you eat what they eat, you live where they live, and you do so willingly when you have an option and a choice. Because you become like them. You can't do without it. You can't do without it. But if you slimmed your life down, trim that tree and all that excess, that's not an asset, but a liability to you or spiritual growth and development. But it doesn't matter because you get joy in that death. You found joy in that materialism. You found joy in that worldliness. Therefore, does it matter? The warning and the signs that even the secular world gives you. How much more so the warnings that God gives you? You don't even listen to the warnings that the devil people give you. You will overdrink, you will oversmoke, you will overvape, you will vape or smoke or drink what you shouldn't do at all. And you will find yourself willfully, without even thinking about it, going into places where the women are happily half-clad, half-dressed. And you know it's your weakness, but you justify it and you give yourself an excuse. Then you come to God and expect what? How evil to expect God to ignore. Yeah. Tell the police to ignore the crime. Tell the firemen to ignore the fire. Tell the doctor to ignore your cancer, like you tell God to ignore your sin. Pretend you didn't see it. Pretend I didn't do it. Pretend I didn't say it. Let's just let it go. You're going to die because you're getting no attention, because you give no attention, because you've already determined what matters. And then you fight with God between your own ears and your own mind, and anyone that ever dares come in your life to encourage you to do more and to go further and to have less of this world, you demonize them, the messengers and God. And that is a choice you make. You're not going to get this intellectually. You're not going to get this in a conversation. This has nothing to do with an intellect, a sermon, a person, or a conversation. It has to do with you. What's in your heart. Don't you know it's about the heart? You, not anybody else in your life. You. You determine that. Nobody's a master of you but you. But you got to have that. And you've determined that. And it is your choice. And then you lie about it. Because you guys make choices every day. You put up with all kinds of things every day when in the secular world. But when it comes to God, it seems like you're wimps. You struggle with God. But you don't struggle with your bosses at work or your employees or your golf buddies or your casino buddies or your drinking buddies or your smoking buddies or that crazy family of yours. But you do struggle with the righteous men of God, and you struggle with his word, and you struggle with that. Why can't you take that same energy that should be used for God, that same discipline you have in the secular world, apply it to your spiritual life? You've gone all out in the world. Many of you brag about it. Did you come to God with that same veracity, vivaciousness, determination, reckless abandon? Did you come to the Lord with that and more? Did you say to the Lord, what I did for the devil, I'll do exponentially more for you? I gave the devil my heart and my body. But Lord, I give you my mind, soul, and body. And I will make sure this body does exactly what your word says to do. I'll beat it down. I'll discipline it. I'll chain it. I will commit it. And I don't care how much this flesh screams and whines and complains. I will bring it under submission to the mind of God and to the will that I have submitted to you. And I'm not doing it because of a woman. Make sure the women know that. I'm not doing it because of a job. I'm not doing it because of a friend. I'm not doing it because of a president, an athlete, a celebrity. I'm not doing it because of my mother or my father. I'm doing it because of you. One name under heaven whereby men can be saved. One who is our Father above all fathers. One who is a propitiation of our salvation. One who spilt his blood as an atonement. One who's made a way where there is no way. You gave yourselves to the devil and to women and to men who you knew very little about. And then tell God you don't know enough about him to give all of yourself to him. What a fool. How foolish. Cut loose that world and that stuff. Not because I said it, but because you, if you so are truthful, have given your life to the Lord. That's not contingent about how much you know about the Lord. You slept with women you didn't know much about. You drank stuff you didn't know what was in it. You injected stuff that you weren't sure about. And then you come to God with this cautious, suspicious, squeamish approach, where with him you have nothing to fear. Yet in this world you had everything to fear and you didn't care and it didn't matter. And God is not the same. It is only with God that it doesn't matter. It's only with God where you end up always ahead, regardless of what strict rules you so think in your mind he's placed on you, which are nothing more than protective barriers to keep you alive. You did a lot to die. Will you do more to live? Will you lay down your life and lay down that stuff and that materialism? Will you put God first no matter what the woman says, no matter what the man says, no matter what the dog barks, no matter what the children whine about, no matter what the world, the friends, the politicians, and the systems of the society say? Demons, beasts, angels in heaven, God, you're first. Regardless of my little peon mind and what I think I know, I don't hold God on my leash. I'm on his. I'm your servant. And I know that as I go on to know, I'll know a little bit more. Don't be so greedy. Show love and faithfulness to the Lord. Stop worrying about what you know and just learn to love and live in his presence. He'll tell you what you need to know as you go. Some questions he'll answer now, some later, some never. But it won't matter. He's God and you're not. You're his creation. He's not yours. He doesn't live in the framework of your boxes, your religious institutions, or your political ones. He's not in your ideology. He's the creator, master of the universe. He's your Lord, Savior, God, Redeemer, King, and Father. And you'll never love him like he loves you. He'll always love you more. He'll love you enough not to leave you the way you are. He'll love you enough to correct you, to spank you, to put you in time out. He'll love you enough to bring you home. He'll love you enough to put every opportunity in front of you to come back home. Because you're his property and he protects his investment. He loves it, created it. Not going to give it up so easily. He'll put up a fight against the enemy for your soul, and he will avenge the enemies of your soul. But he brought you into this world. He can take you out. He would rather lift you up. And when you have a father that loving, that powerful, and that good, what's your problem? Father, am I pleasing to you? I want to hear my daddy say, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Live to please your Father. Stop living to please yourself. Stop living to answer your own questions. Stop living to solve your own problems. He's a Father, and he longs to be called upon, leaned upon, depended upon, trusted upon. He loves that more than anything. He did not create you to be an island apart from him. He created you to be a part of him.